Hi guys, I'm back again for a afternoon stroll in the forest. I'm not stopping all night. What I'm doing is I'm setting up a camp. I'm moving stuff from an old camp which I used in the summer to a new location which I think is going to be better because there's a water source. And it's where I found that footprint, the alleged footprint, because I know most people will dispute it, but it's a good day for recording sounds, listening to the creatures of the forest, seeing if there's any strange activity. And it looks like there is somebody up there. Dog walker. But that's not where I'm going. I'm going in here. This place is just boggy as hell. But it's just a eerie place. Listen. There's nothing, is there, apart from the odd sound of a bird. I mean, there's no wind, it's misty, it's cold and it's damp. You know, and I'm on my own, so what could be better than spending the afternoon when there's only a couple hours left before it gets dark in a creepy, spooky forest on my own. Doesn't get much better, does it? These are the tracks that run up and down the forest. And I think it's every 500 metres there's a track, so you can't really get lost. You know, the forest is broken up into big oblong shaped pieces of woodland. So you keep walking, you'll come to a path, so you can't really get lost in the place it is. This is the sort of place where you want to be able to see something. There's a good chance if you stalked one of these tracks you might see something. But the footprint was found just in there where the stream is. In here is the place to be if you want to find somewhere nice to camp. But look at it, man. How eerie is that? It doesn't take much to freak you out. It's great, you know, when it's like this, it's light. And you can see what you're doing. It's just a different story once the sun goes down. And I'll just show you where my camp is, or where I will be camping. This is the fire pit I dug. As you can see, go down a foot and you're hitting the water table, so there's no way that's going to cause, you know, any roots to burn and cause fires underground. And it's a nice little, reasonably flat area. And hang a tarp up. We've got the stream here. You can see that foam. You know, I was a bit concerned about drinking water with that foam, but apparently it's okay. It's got an earthy smell of it. It's not like it's contaminants from, you know, like pesticides and fertilizers, or, you know, detergents, that sort of thing, because this whole forest, there's no farmland here, and these small streams just drain from the peaty ground here in the forest. So what you're seeing with that foam on the water is just basically dissolved carbon. As you can see, it's very brown water. When you think about it, it's brown peaty water won't kill you. I mean, what do you think? Where do you think whiskey comes from? Why do you think gives whiskey its colour? You know, and as long as that water's filtered. I mean, fair enough. I wish I had a carbon filter. I love me Catadine Hiker Pro because of the fact it's got a carbon filter in there. But the Saywer Mini, it's got a small, it's 0.1 microns, whereas which is absolute. The Catadine Hiker Pro is 0.3 microns. So the Saywer Mini, it's got a better performance, but you know, there is bacteria smaller than 0.3 microns. But what you'll find is the filter isn't like a safe kind of membrane where, like say, a 0.1 of a size bacteria will fall through the 0.3 micron filter. It doesn't work like that. It's more of a sponge sort of like texture. So even though bacteria is smaller than 0.3 microns, it will still catch much smaller bacteria because of the construction of the filter being more of a foam. You know, like think of a bath sponge. It's that, you know, on a microscopic level, that's what it's like. So as far as I'm concerned, the Hiker Pro is better, but it's got moving parts. Pump can't break. But the Saywer Mini for me it's small, it's compact, it's a good backup filter. You know, put it in a bug out bag. But I bought it anyway, and what I want to see today, and I'm not going to do it yet, I want to try filtering this brown water and see if it makes it go clear. I don't think it will, but what it is, I'm just curious because I seen a video on YouTube where somebody filtered some blue dye that had been dissolved in water. It was food colouring, and he filtered it, and he actually filtered the blue dye out so the water ran the water clear through the filter. Now it depends on the particles, the size of the particles of the dye, but it's just something I want to try out. Like I say, it doesn't bother me, the brown water, because like I say, whiskey, you know, that's what gives whiskey its colour, and that water is safe. It just needs, in fact, to be honest with you, this time of year there might not even be any bacteria in there, but I don't want to take any chances. It won't filter out viruses. To be absolutely sure, you've got to boil your water, but today I'm just testing my filter out. I've actually brought quite a bit of water. I'll show you where that print was anyway, and that there is where I found the print. And obviously I've made the castings. You can see there's bits of casting material around there, but I couldn't get a deep enough cast because it was just running off at an angle. I couldn't get it thick enough, and it actually crumbled. It was only like 2 or 3 mil in places. I tried to build a wall around it. I'll put some pictures in and show you. But I tried to build a wall around it and build it up and make a thick casting, but it wasn't to be, and it broke up. And there was no dermal ridges, nothing. I'm going to go to the other campsite. I'll give you a quick look. I'm going to set my recorder up first, let that run, go to the other campsite, get the rest of my gear, and then come back here and maybe just get a little fire going, cook some bait. I've got some food, have a brew, and just sit here till it gets dark, see if I can hear anything, see if I can see anything. Right. And this is a location of me last camp, the one I used in the summer. That was there beforehand. God knows how long that's been there. But that's what attracted me to this place. It's very open, reasonably flat. Right, that's all my gear at the new location. I'll leave the field recorder running, and I'll get over there and I'll maybe just get a small fire, go and get something to eat before it gets too dark. And I've got all this lovely birch bark. I've used it in the past. It's paper thin and it really goes up quickly. Good stuff. And my little tinder box here. I've got the cotton wool pad soaked in wax as a backup. got some dryer lint, jute twine, chalk cloth, and I've got my new flint striker. And I've got a bit of rubber candle and a lighter just in case. As a backup, you should always have more than one way of lighting a fire. And this is my favourite method for starting a fire at the minute. I made a steel striker out of an old steel file and it didn't throw half as many sparks off as this baby. This should do the job. I need a bit of chalk cloth. And I'm not going to be stingy with the chalk cloth, I'm going to use quite a bit. Might even put a bit in the bundle of, because I can put chalk cloth to this and it'll go up. I don't need to make a proper bundle as such, but I'll just put some char in there just to help it along the way. Let's get this show on the road. Lovely little design that, isn't it? It's hitting, it's catching, and it's going out. Stuck there now. Yeah, she's well on the way. Put her in there. Yeah, I don't seem to have much trouble with this stuff. Now will it go out? Because the wood is wet, or damp slightly I should say. It's not going to go out now. I'll just let that burn down, create a few coals and get a brew on the go and perhaps cook something. And I'll try out my water filter. As you can see, it's very brown, this water. Almost looks like whiskey. But I'm going to try and filter it through my Saywer Mini and see what it comes out like. As you can see, I've knocked up a bit of a gravity fed system. Take that off. And a little bit of the dirty water has gone down. You've got to be so careful not for the dirty water to touch the clean end. but it's just to try it out really the day. I've got lots of water with me. I don't even need to drink this water, but I will for the sake of the video. So what I'll do is I'll take that cap off and I'll see what it's like, see how it filters through, whether it runs a bit clearer or stays the same. Starting to come through there now, guys. I'm starting to get a bit concerned because this is the first time I've used it, and I was about 10-15 seconds, nothing was coming through, but it must just take a while initially for it to start working. So it's not really, you know, it's not going to be fast. If you're super thirsty, you know, it's going to take a while. But you've got that horrible brown peaty water, and it looks like it's dripping through. And I've got a little bit there now. It looks a little bit, for what there is in there, and it's only been going for about 30 seconds. It looks a little bit coloured. That's just my initial observation, but what I'll do is I'll just let that drip into there. I need to devise a better method than this. Maybe you know, a longer bottle perhaps. I cut a bit too far down. Maybe just cut it a bit higher up. So maybe I can filter a couple of litres of water, go away, do other things while it's doing its work. So just let that run and put some food on the fire. Chicken drumsticks there. You can't beat them. Getting sick of chops, to be honest with you. And there for me. I've got someone else for the creatures of the forest. Although I might leave them a couple of drumsticks, you never know what I feel like. See if I feel full, because I brought quite a bit of bait. I'm having chicken. They're having bananas. You ever heard the saying, fruits for losers? Well, I'm a winner. I'm having chicken. The creatures of the night, the creatures of the forest, they're having bananas. Maybe if they're monkeys, I suppose that's what they eat, don't they? Oh dear me, where am I going to hide them? Not hide them. Where am I going to hang them? Hang them up here. And I don't think deer can climb trees and foxes. And that's about 6 foot off the ground. You know, a bit local. It's not really in a sort of place where they can see, but it's in an area where they're going to be sniffing around. These bad boys turned so they don't burn. Already starting to cook a little bit. As you can see, it's not a bad little area to camp. You know, it's reasonably flat. You know, you've got a track just maybe about 20 yards out there into safety if need be. You've got this nice little stream running down here with horrible brown water. Right, we'll tell you what I'll do, I'll check on that filter, see how it's getting on. And that's it, that's been running about 10 minutes. It's just dripping away there, not very fast. And that's what we've got up to now. Nah, no change in the colour, is there? Looks like whiskey, or it looks like, you know, when you've been on the drink and you're really dehydrated. I'll say no more. Right guys, the taste test. No aftertaste, nothing. Tastes nice actually. No off tastes nothing, just like spring water, you know, no taste of chlorine. Yeah, I'm quite happy drinking that water. Yeah, don't let the foam in the water put you off, because all that is it'd been on the drink, wouldn't you? All that is dissolved carbon from, you know, that's in the forest. It doesn't rot down easily in a place like this, so when it rains it washes into the streams, and the surface acting agent, you know, that's dissolved in the water foams up and it causes that brown foam. Great little filters these. I modified it slightly. Excuse me. You put a bottle on the end and use it as like gravity flow. When you're finished, you can just put a little top on. Stops it leaking when you put it back in your pocket. So versatile. You can even use it as a straw. Put the straw on there. Put that in the water and just drink directly out the water. So if you've got nothing but your filter, you know, you can at least get a drink. That's another way of using it. Of course, you've got the collapsible bag that comes with it. You would fill that up with water, screw it on the end, and just squeeze it and get a drink that way, or squeeze into a clean bottle. So many different ways you can use these, and I mean, I'm not really here to do a full review on this. I'm cooking and me food's starting to burn a little bit, so I have to move it out to be quick. But check some of the reviews on YouTube. There's so many good videos out there that'll show you a few modifications for this and a few things you can do with it, which I haven't shown yet. But my food's burning, so I better get a crack in here. That's where it's at, guys, in the forest, cooking on the open fire when it's getting dark in the creepy, spooky forest. And a bit of luck, the smell of the cooking might bring a few animals in to take a closer look, and I may get something on the camera, or I may get something from the field recorder. You never know. Because that chicken's smelling lovely. I'm going to get my field recorder. I'm going to bring it a bit closer to camp. I mean, look at the place. It's eerie, isn't it? Very spooky. And really, yeah, your instincts is to say, right, I'll go out there where it's a bit lighter, but you're not necessarily going to see any action. You know, maybe it's being in here, you want to be away from walkers for a start. You don't want to be seen by anybody. What's happened here? Batteries have gone dead. Which I knew it was on quarter power, like, so I run it off the battery pack from now on. Just wanted everything a little bit closer to me for when it really gets dark. Everything in one place, so if I want to pack up quickly and get out of here, everything's close at hand. And the smell of that chicken's beautiful. I'm starving now. There's the print again. The alleged print. And this is going to be me new camp. You can't beat chicken cooked on a real barbecue. That's where it's at, guys. The rest of them are done now. I think what I'll do is I'm going to leave the scraps. I'm not leaving lovely bits of chicken like this. The last time I was here, I left chops and sausages. And I don't know if they were eating or not, but I'd be sort of begrudge leaving good meat. You know, especially when I'm hungry. If I'm not hungry, I'll perhaps leave something. They're doing. I'll put them over there just to keep warm. Wait for me water to boil. And that's it. 2-in-1 coffee there. Get that mixed in. And the rest of the water, I can use that to put my rice in, get that boiled. That's nice, that. I just lay my scraps up there. Getting dark now, guys. Switch the light off. You see the mist coming through the trees. Spooky, innit? I really like being here on my own. But as it's getting dark, I'm getting more anxious. And you know, a lot of it's all in the mind, you know. It's all about the psychology of survival that they talk about. You can have all the skills in the world, but if your mind's not up to it, that could be more, but I could say we only live once. We're all going to die eventually, and you know, what happens if I die a few years earlier than what I planned on doing or unplanned on doing? Do I want to go a little bit earlier? Do I want to risk dying earlier by coming here? We'll try a whoop. Whoop! I just hope I make it back to the car in one piece. Well, I said, what do you want for your tea? And I says, yeah, it doesn't matter, I'll knock some up in the woods. This is better than any cooked tea at home, isn't it, guys? I can't say go out and do a bit of wild camping, because I'm not wild camping tonight. It's just a chill out in the woods, or the forest, I should say. As you can see from all the waffling I've done, I've neglected the fire and it's gone out. Oh, very nearly out. Oh, that's not totally boiled. I might be able to get a small warm brew out of that. I'm not going to put that sausage on. I'm absolutely stuffed. I've eaten well, it's 2 portions of rice actually. And I've still got a bit left and I can't eat it. I've eaten all the chicken. So I'm going to strategically place them around the fire pit and see how long they last. Got the old bat. You want to bump into me on a dark night. Not when I've got this for protection. It's 5 o'clock. It's the 14th of February and it's getting dark now. Another half an hour it will be dark in this place. And that's the time I like to be away. Like I say, I still haven't got my confidence back coming into this place. I mean, imagine it, right? You do get to sleep. And you've heard of me snoring on earlier videos. You know, the idea of something creeping up on you, you know, in the middle of the night, when you're dead to the world, you're asleep, you can't defend yourself or anything. It's a frightening thought, actually. And I don't know if I'm just trying to be brave by coming back or hard. You know, I've got to prove something to myself, because I don't have to prove anything to myself. I've camped here before. I've camped on my own loads of times. But is it dangerous coming here on your own? That's the way you got to look at it. To be honest with you, I think I would feel a lot happier coming with somebody else and having a bit of crack. But I've been coming with my friend Davey, and I didn't get hardly any filming done. It's always a different kind of video. It's a way, like, it's just once you get a good bed of coals, that's it.
Couldn't help myself.
It's a different kind of video, this, isn't it, than my normal ones when I'm on my own.
Oh, that's looking good.
Have you brought your Billy Bob teeth?
I have.
Oh, hey. We're in for a good night then.
Got to locate them first. Where the hell did I put them?
Sure, I forgot about the jock hat, you know. It's in the Ben's drawer at home.
Huh? Oh. Yeah.
I reckon you're the wild man of the forest, aren't you?
Hello.
You know, I should put up on YouTube. You know, the one where we went to Achieve it that time, and we did we saw
That
Achieve
was
it Yeti.
fantastic. I've got that as. What we could do would do like a little. Right. That, right. Oh, I like Bigfoot. Oh yeah. Put up my seat behind trees.
Tree peaking. I think later on, you know, we're gonna see the real thing. Right guys, I've got everything sorted. All my rubbish is bagged up there, ready to go. Yeah, hanging off the tree there. So I'm ready to leave. I've split them bananas up. There's one hanging on there. The other one's on that tree. And the third one's over there. So they can clearly be seen if you're in this area. Fire's gone out now. I've just left the bones there. There's a bit of meat on them. The foxes will get them if anything. One more knock for the road. Sounds like there's no luck today. Better luck next time. And all that remains is to see how I'll see you on the next one, guys.